Hello guys, it is that panda guy here again with another video, and I'm going to be going over um basically hero talents and what mine are. I'm going to go over a lot of stuff, but I kind of want to explain how you can first get reset vouchers so you guys can maybe reset if you want to try to copy my tree or just something like that. So the first option is going to the Alliance store and buying a reset voucher, which you know you might need to do this a lot. It depends. But your alliance also has to put them in the store first, which you know you kind of to be able to buy them with your alliance coins. But ask an R4 or an R5 if they can put it in the store as long as you have 150,000, or sorry, 190,000 alliance coins. You can also purchase them for I think 1.4 thousand gems. So yeah, I'm gonna first go over my Peter. I want to also explain a lot of stuff as I go through this. I first want to start off by saying I am mainly range and infantry. My cavalry heroes are really terrible. So honestly, or my riders, sorry, I call them cavalry, but my riders are pretty bad for multiple reasons. I don't really specialize in it. Honestly, might rework my epic heroes so they can fill in the slots for my riders until I get these up. I'm still trying to work on this one. I'm at 60% and I'm lacking a little bit of stars, so it's pretty terrible. I'll start with Peter. I do use him to raid, but I will say that I haven't put him towards siege, which might be a mistake, but I fight on him with the battle a lot, on the field a lot, because he's just really beefy and hard to take down. I'm also first gonna I actually want to show you guys kind of my setup, like what squads I use. So this is my first one. Honestly, my Tom isn't my favorite, but I do use him as a secondary because he's one infantry and two. I just need a secondary. I might fill him in with an epic hero maybe if I get one higher than him, but right now I don't have his skills maxed out or anything, so it's like an iffy hero for me to use as a secondary. But I do use him since he is an infantry. Second, I use Jaden. I don't really like Jaden much because Jaden got nerfed and he's kind of mid to me. I do use Russell beside him, which Russell is very versatile. So honestly, Russell's pretty good. My third one are actually my siege heroes, which is Peter and Hank. Uh, Honestly, I recommend using Hank as the first and then Peter as a second if you siege a base, as long as your Hank is kind of, I guess, doing as well or better than your Peter in like skill wise, because Hank isn't the best secondary when you attack bases. I'm gonna say my fourth March is gonna be Lewis and Naya. I don't know if I'm saying that wrong, but yeah. And I kind of want to just say this so you guys can get an idea of why I'm using my skills, how they are, just all that. My fifth one is going to be Regro, probably saying the name wrong, and Martin. I also want to mention that Martin is an amazing hero. You can specialize him wherever you want. You could even use him on your wall if you want, as long as you max out, I'd say, all the skill trees and then use him as a wall hero. I wouldn't recommend him as first choice, but if you really do need a wall hero, Martin is probably the go-to. So you're going to kind of see why I maybe change up my tree. For example, I'm going to show Lewis and Naya first, just so you guys can kind of get an example of why their trees might be so different. So when you look at my Lewis, you're going to see I actually avoided this one because I don't want to go under the 50%, because usually when you're fighting, you're not going to be going into a disadvantageous whatever battle, right? You're going to probably be fighting and hope that your troop is over 50% by the time you get it back or something like that, right? Like, I'm not going to have a lot of chances for this to be useful, so I ended up just maxing out up here and left this one alone, and then I just put my points into these, get rage buffs, all that. You can mimic my tree if you think that you want to mimic after mine. I also use this as Naya. I don't know why I didn't put it into this one, but it's whatever. uh I could always reset these if I need, but I maxed out my skill tree and then I just put a bunch into my range. So you can kind of copy off any of these you want. I'll reshow my Peter for you guys and just go down the line just so you guys can maybe get an example of a really good, I guess, hero talent setup. If you notice, I do put some points in random stuff like this. For example, just having a squad attack boost. And I also want to mention that you might not want to take after my garrison type heroes, because my garrison heroes, I use them on the field because in my region, for example, there's nobody who can really touch me. I don't really have a reason to put in garrison, and I just use these on the field. But here you guys go. Martin This is what I really want to say. Honestly, I could reset this and put my skills elsewhere, but I sometimes use engine, and Martin could be used as a rally leader, so having the rally size is decent to me. I also use him, as you've seen, with Regro, however you say his name. So I use him as an infantry, and basically, like I said, you can use Martin however you want, put him into whatever you want. But I use him as an infantry, so I don't waste my skill talents on these other trees because it would basically be a waste to me, since I can just spin them onto these skills and then just buff up my skill set. I also want to say that on my alternate accounts, I do use Martin as different troop types because, for example, if you're lacking, let's say you have an infantry set, you have a cavalry rider, aka rider, set up, and you don't have a second range here, or you only have one range here, or you have none. Basically, I would use him and then just invest in this tree, and then I would just go and spend the rest of my talents on the skill. So basically, like you can really use him to fill wherever you need. He's a great hero. Here is my Hank. Also, like I said, I don't use a lot of these on if I raid a base, I don't even change the siege, but a lot of people might want to invest Hank and Peter into the siege tree because it will like help a lot more in attacking bases. But you can look at my skill tree if you want. I also want to mention that my epic trees might not be what you want to use, especially if you don't have legendaries like me, because I use a lot of epics on my alts to kind of fill in like for squads or whatever. But on my main account, I use them as zombie hunters a lot. So like their skill setup might not be what you guys would prefer, especially if you're in like a smaller region or you're starting up. Like I said, I'm not really much of a rider player, but you can look at these trees and kind of just see what I put into them. It's like I feel like a huge thing is just investing in, for example, squad attack and squad HP. That's why like you see me spend a lot of my talents just on these random ones. I won't go too far into the zombie tree or like the left tree, as you notice. I won't usually go far into it because it's kind of a waste, especially if I'm using it for field combat. And I do a lot of field battling. Like I'm not going to be raiding a lot of bases. I'm not going to be using those other skills for much more. Um, I want to mention that Tom is an insanely good garrison hero. He's just hard to unlock and, or sorry, max out and stuff. So honestly, I just use him as a secondary on my elite until I max him out and stuff. But you can kind of see I went up to here. I honestly shouldn't be doing this because I don't lead with only infantry when I use him as a secondary. Because if you didn't notice, Lee actually has a skill where if you use, I think it is, yeah, when leading two or more troop types. So as you can see right here, I'm leading like three troop types basically to get like that buff. My Maxine. I also want to say this: get all your gather heroes to level 44 so you can max out this gather tree. I do not put her in anything else. I haven't wasted anything else on her, but I just maxed out her gathering tree. She is a great hero for gathering. Um, her skills are really good. I honestly would say go 1, 2, 4, and then max out 3. Because honestly, you're not going to be trying to fight with your gathering hero, but getting her 4 skill up does a lot because you receive 15% additional resources, which means I don't know if I can show you guys or if it's here, but yeah, you can see that plus in the green. That is me getting extra resources from what I've already gathered, basically, which is pretty massive. You know what I mean? Like gathering 800k, getting an extra 100k. That adds up over time for sure. My Catherine Calamity. This is her skill tree. It's nothing crazy. I don't really have her leveled up. As you see, I don't really spend a lot in this game, so her skills are really bad. You have to spend money to even level her up. It's the same with getting Jin. I also want to mention real quick that VIP 11 is where you can buy Jin, and I think he costs $100+ because even getting VIP 10 pass costs $100. See, like this just shows this account like has no money on it. I haven't bought no VIP stuff, just honestly. So honestly, Epic is where you're not gonna really want to follow what I do because I use a lot for like Siege or Zombie Hunter, as you can see here. I don't know why I put it in Siege. I'm not gonna use this hero for sieging. I'm better off using it for range, but yeah, I wouldn't really follow my example for my talent trees on my main account at least. Maybe I'll go over my alts on a separate day. But you can see I put them into all these trees. I don't know why, honestly. I should have probably put them in one tree and just because I do use them as a secondary for Jaden. So I don't know why I do this because when I hit with Jaden, I think Jaden's only one troop type. Yeah. So basically, I should probably rearrange those trees, but I think you guys get the point. Honestly, when you really look at it, the for example, my legendary to my epics, you could always copy my legendaries skill trees to kind of mimic for your epics. So honestly, if you really need, just look at my legendaries and then copy it on your epics. I really hope this video was useful. I hope it wasn't too long. I hope I didn't lose your interest, and I hope you guys click the like button or see me again because I love you guys. And that is basically it. I want to say I am really grateful for you guys continuing to come back real quick. Just, I'm just really happy you guys come back in my videos because it makes my day. Honestly, I'm just throwing these words out of my mouth as I go because I do not write a script for these videos. I just pull up my recorder and I just start doing it. But I hope this video was helpful and I hope you guys have a good day. Peace out.